Hello all, welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going to be going over parameters in Tableau. So parameters are user-defined values that you can use in your calculations. So let's go ahead and do an example. So how would you create a parameter? So there's actually a couple created already here, but if you only have dimensions and measures, what you're going to do is you're going to right-click in some white space near the measures. And then you're going to go ahead and click create parameter. So you can give it whatever name you want. We'll say ideal profit margin for this case. And then you have to give it a data type. So a float is a decimal number. So if you want something like 1.2 or 0.8 or something like that, you would need to select float. Integer is whole value numbers, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. String is a text value, so any sort of text that you want to add. Boolean is a true false, and then date and time are self-explanatory. So you can choose the display format. For me, it's not that important, but there's three ways you can do. You can do all, so you can allow any type of value that you want. You can choose list, so you can put in a specified list of values that the user can select from, or add unique values from some field that's already available. This one just shows the measures because I have selected float. If I selected string, then it would give me all the text fields, and it would put in the unique values for that. Now this won't automatically update from the field, so you'll have to keep importing it again and again if you want to get the new fields that come into these different field names. Or you can select a range if you have like a float or a numeric. You can select a minimum, maximum, and a step size. Alright, so I'm going to do a float for this one. And I'm going to allow, actually I'm going to change it to range here. So a minimum, we're going to have a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 1. Alright, and now I'm going to put the current value at 0.1. So the profit margin's not very high for this business, so 10%. We're going to click OK, and you'll see that the parameter is down here now. And now I can use it in my calculations. So I'll go to sales, and I'll go right click and create a calculated field. So this is going to try and calculate what the profit should be based on my ideal profit margin. So we're just going to go sales times ideal profit margin, and again, like any other field, it's got these brackets around it, and it's in a different color, you can see, than the normal fields in Tableau. So this should be expected profit margin, let's say, or expected profit, and then we'll go ahead and click that in. And then we can just create a view. Let's say, no, let's not do we can do product name, that's fine. And then we'll do profit and expected profit. And we'll format this to a currency standard. Okay. So you can see then you could just compare which ones have greater than 10%, and then you can also do, so you can allow your users to change it. So if 10% is too low, then they can change it to, let's say, around 20%, and now you can see it's much closer to a lot of these values. Although some of them have negative profit, so that's just kind of an example to give you what you can do with it. So another way that I have used it, let's go ahead and create another parameter here. Let's go with field select. So I'm going to choose fields. So this is going to be a string, and we're going to give a list here. So we're going to put in product name. So these are just fields that are showing up in the dimensions over here. I think we had customer name like this. Let's do region. That's enough examples. We'll click OK. Let's just make sure, yeah, customer name is like that. And then I'm going to create a new field. So just right click and create field. I'm going to say selected field. And then I'm going to put in case. And then I'm going to select the parameter that I just created. When product name, then product name. So based on what person selects, it's just going to choose that field. And then we'll do when, what do we do? Customer name, then customer name, spell it right. And then we'll just do else field. Else, what was the last one? Region. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to put the text here. I wanted to put the actual columns. So product name, customer name, and then, or else it'll be region, which is the third one, and then end. So if they select product name, we're going to give them the product name. If they select customer name, we're going to give them the customer name. And if they select anything else. So now I'm going to replace this product name with the selected field that we just created. And I'm going to show the parameter filter here. So right now we have product name, so it's showing the product name. And then if the user wanted to select the customer name, then they can select customer name and it'll update this to the customer name field, or they can select region and it'll update it to the region. So that's another way that I use parameters as well. And I showed in an earlier video, that you can also use it when you're using a histogram. You can put that parameter as your size of bins. And you can use it in some other places as well, but those are the main places that I put it. All right, thank you very much. I hope you guys learned, and I'll see you in the next video.